Do you ever wonder what it takes to capture epic, untamed landscape shots in the Colorado backcountry?
Oh, that's neat.
In this series, I'll take you behind the lens, showing you the process of capturing those wild, breathtaking views. From choosing the right gear to dialing in the perfect camera settings, composition is key, and so is the journey to the shot.
Can I get a little bit closer still?
You'll see firsthand what goes into capturing each landscape, whether it's the light, the location, or simply taking that extra moment to frame the perfect shot. Every photo has a journey. This one starts with a trail I've walked 100 times, but today, I'm chasing something different, the perfect mountain panorama. All right, welcome to Eagles View here at Reynolds Park. I'm here at the top with that view behind me, and I'm going to run through some camera settings and composition to get a panoramic view of that view behind me. And this is my helper. He's pretty tired. You're a good boy. Oh, here's a butt wiggle. And we have a buddy with us too, actually two of them, two mule deer just hanging out with us. So it's definitely really misty and moody today. You can barely make out Pikes Peak way off in the distance, but off in the left, that's Raleigh Peak. And then in the middle is Chair Rocks. And then above that is Pikes Peak, just kind of peeking through the clouds. And then off to the right is long Scraggy Peak. Here is the distance from where I'm at right now to Pikes Peak. So I'm here at my favorite park, and this line here is a straight line going down to Pikes Peak. And for those of you already looking at the bottom part, you'll see that it's 43.81 miles. So yeah, that's pretty far, especially with any moisture in the air. It's just going to be tough for Pikes Peak to really stand out. Even on a dry day, there still is a haze out that way. So I'm going to set up my tripod, and first thing I'm going to do is get it as level as I can. I'm just going to use the bubble level. So what I try to do is get this level within the red circle, and then I move it along where I'm going to be taking my image, and just make sure that bubble stays as close to center as I can, just so I'm not off in the picture. All right, so then I'll mount my camera onto my tripod and just double check my bubble level, make sure I'm set in there nice and level. I can go ahead and pan this around just to see and verify that my bubble level is nice and good, and then just get a good composition and get ready to take our shot of that. So I'm running a Canon R6 Mark II, and I have the Canon 70-200 f4L lens. And with the settings for my lens, I'm going to have just have this on manual focus and have my stabilizer off. And one other thing that I use is a remote trigger to make sure that I don't get any movement as I take my shot. All right, so let's run through some camera settings. So I am on manual here, and what that means is I'm going to be at, looks like 1/100th of a second, f13 and ISO 100 to get my picture looking pretty good. Some slight adjustments as light goes on. It's all just evaluative too, so want to get my light meter to be right there in the middle, so I just bump my shutter down to 1/125th. My manual focus, so I have my focus ring set out to infinity, and you can also zoom in and then just really see some of the detail. Since I have image stabilization off, everything is moving around because it's pretty windy out here today. And I have my 70-200 zoomed out all the way to 200 millimeters. I could probably back it off a little bit, but I've really had no problems with being sharp out at 200. All right, so composition. What I'm going to do is pan across my view and take about 4 photos. I think it's going to be 4 photos for this view. Now it's really hazy out there at Pikes Peak and Chair Rocks, but I think we can do some dehaze in post and get it to pop out a little bit. So I'm going to start here at this peak called Raleigh Peak, and I'm going to put my third grid line right on the middle of that mountain. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my remote trigger and take the picture. Now I'm just going to move over to the right. My other grid line off to the right is in between Chair Rocks and Raleigh Peak. So I'm just going to move that right to here, let it settle for a little bit as much as I can with the wind, take another shot, and then take one more over to this side. Just kind of overlay everything by about a third. That seems to work pretty well. Now I'm over here getting into long Scraggy Peak, so I'm just going to move this last grid line right over to here. Maybe I'll wait a second for this wind to die down, since it is shaking quite a bit. We're almost there. And take the picture. And that's it. 4 shots, panning across. I'm just going to show this from a different angle here too. So what I'm doing is I'm just scanning across the horizon, starting over at Raleigh Peak. And I like to just put my hand really basically on my tripod here to turn it, but you can really do it by the camera too. So I'm going to line up my third grid line right on Raleigh Peak and take the picture. Same settings as before, and then just keep moving this over, panning across the whole panorama here. Third picture, and then the last one. And then I just wait a second between each different shot. So just one other thing, you don't have to have a tripod. It makes it really easy so you can set up multiple shots and just rotate it around. But there's been some panoramas that I've made that I've taken just by hand, just by panning across the sky and trying to get my lines pretty close. So that's my process behind the scenes of how I go ahead and grab a panoramic shot up here in the Colorado backcountry. I hope this was useful for you, the different camera settings that I use. Be sure to like and subscribe, follow along for more behind the scenes and adventure here at the Untamed View. Go out there and have some fun, get some shots, be creative.
If you felt that view, if you saw what I saw, you can take it home. That final panorama and others from my journeys are available as prints on my website. You'll find the link below, and if you're into wild places and the art of capturing them, hit like, subscribe, and join me for the next story, Behind the Untamed.